The parking lot for Springer is full today. So I'm going southbound the 1 mile to Springer Mountain to sign the book. So here's the little statue, the famous statue of the man, the hiker going to Maine.
Oh, your mama took a picture there, Sylvia.
And the book that you sign is over here in this little drawer. Here is the summit of Springer Mountain on a Sunday morning. So this is from the summit of Springer downhill toward the parking lot. 1/10 of a mile you come to the Springer Mountain shelter. 2 privies, excellent water source, and a bear locker to keep the bears from getting your food at night without having to hang it in a tree. You can hike the Benton McKay Trail all the way to Alabama from right there, from right here. Just passed a trail runner just passed me, liking my shoes. Another fellow said he had a Crown 260 pack and liked it a lot and asked me if I liked mine. So, guess you find out all kinds of stuff about gear on the trail from experienced hikers. I was hiking with my daughter around the house that we rented for our family Christmas getaway that we do sometime, actually way before Christmas, and I fell on my knee twice. And so we are really taking bets on this trip if I'll make it or not. It hurt for 3 days, but now it's better. So 2 miles, 1 mile there and 1 mile back, we return to the parking lot, which I cannot stand to retrace my steps. Parking lot's full and getting fuller. Hey, buddy. It's 1 mile into the Appalachian Trail. Past the parking lot, I think I've lost the hordes of day hikers that are headed to the summit of Springer and back. A 2 mile day hike, which is really nice. And so, people that are here on this trail are probably in it for at least a day or 2, but maybe a week or more. One of the ladies I passed said she met a thru hiker that had come all the way from Maine and was taking the Benton McKay Trail all the way to Flag Mountain in Alabama. So give props to Nathan and the Pinhoti and the Pinhoti Outdoor Center. This is the Stover Creek shelter. I'm gonna leave it now. Stover Creek's the first shelter past Springer Mountain parking lot. Stover Creek looks like a great opportunity to fall in with a great bridge and then a log you've got to walk. I made it. It's pretty bad being clumsy. This trail is well maintained by the Georgia Appalachian Trail Club. Here's another bridge over the Stover Creek. So this is Three Forks, and I've been 4.1 miles since the mountain, so that's 5.1. There's a road near here because there are lots and lots of day hikers with little children and dogs that pass me constantly, and you can see their cars parked up on the hill. And you can smell their campfire smoke. This is the Three Forks Bridge. It's a Forest Service bridge. This trail is wide and well traveled. It's the Benton McKay as well as the Appalachian Trail. The day hiker said I need to come see the falls, so I'm on the way. This is truly a good fall. we are at Hawk Mountain Shelter, and it's only 3:10, and I've gotten water, and it's real early to camp. But I was gonna go about 8 miles or 10 miles today, and I'm considering all the side trails, I've gone 10, so I'm gonna stop. Well, I'm brewing up my tea as I always do every afternoon. It's 8:40 in the morning, the second day, leaving the shelter. Spent the night with about 8 or 10 folks all around, including 2 southbounders who spent their last night on a complete through hike of the AT with us. One was from New York. I'm not sure both of them were, but it was a great night to spend with them. We built a fire, and they said it was one of their best nights on the trail, which was a kind thing to say considering they spent 6 months on the trail. So here we are at Hightower Gap, 3 Forks, and that great waterfall is 4 miles back. Going downhill from Hawk Mountain Shelter. This is Hightower Gap Junction, or highway, where Forest Service 42 and another Forest Service road intersect. Somebody's hiked right out of his boots. The trail here is clearly marked by lots of feet, but not by many blazes. You see one about every 100 yards or 200 yards. Not many blazes. Looks like I found a friend. Hey, buddy. Where's your master? Hey. Well, I guess I passed the test. They must be up there to the left where he's looking. Or maybe I found a friend. I don't have enough food to share with that big dog. I hope this tagless dog has got a chip in his ear and an owner right up here. Because I sure don't want, I think it may be a her, but I don't want her to follow me and then get lost. These lab type dogs tend to follow you if you pet them, and of course I'm not going to just ignore the dog when it walks up to me. So I've stopped on the trail, trying to give the dog a chance to walk wherever it's going without following me. I have an idea. It's trying to make sure I'm still back here. Yep, here it comes. This is Horse Gap, and it intersects Forest Road 42, and hopefully my dog has decided to stay here. I sure don't. Yeah, there she goes. Hallelujah. So this climb up Sassafras Mountain is living up to its billing as being pretty tough. One of the toughest climbs I've had on the Georgia section. So at the top of Sassafras, the trail levels out at about 3,200 feet. Maybe a little more climbing to do, but not more than 100 feet. That's a tough climb getting up here. A guy running the trail passed me one way, and then he passed me going back up this mountain. This is Cooper Gap. Here's my second dog of the day. This one has a radio collar. That gentleman just described other hikers talking about the dog that I saw first, following them 6 miles and camping with them before going home. So that dog's got this situation down. My goal is to make it to Goots Gap by 2:30, and it's 2:20. So things are looking up. This is the best view I've seen in Georgia so far. So there's a wilderness sign, Blood Mountain Wilderness. And this tells you where everything is. Neel Gap's 10 miles. Jared Gap is 5.6. Blood Mountain's 9. I'm planning to make 3. Woody Gap has day hikers of all kinds hiking up this Blood Mountain wilderness. This is much a climb. However, I think the good thing about it is it'll be over really soon. So this is what all the day hikers were coming to see. Well worth parking and walking up here. Just absolutely beautiful. Clear day. You can see for maybe 100 miles. And the wind is just cool enough to cool you off after that walk up here. After 16 miles at 6:20, that's a good sign. And here's the dudes I've been spending time with last night. And they are here as well. Saw them up before daylight today. Trying to pack up and get out of here. It started raining in the night about 12 o'clock or 1. And I made sure I got all my stuff under the vestibule of my tent, and we did pretty well. This is a couple from Fort Lauderdale, and they're going out of here today. And the guys that I've been hiking off and on with are going to sleep in, I guarantee you. This fog is hitting the leaves and falling like rain. I guess since it's precipitating, it is rain. Neel Gap is 5 miles where my box is. This is the Slaughter Creek Trail at 3,800 feet. There's a campsite that way. The trail goes up about another 800 feet to the top of Blood Mountain. This is the Duncan Ridge Trail. As we continue up toward the tip of Blood Mountain, we've still got a few hundred feet to climb. The people that have done the trail have built steps periodically on the trail. It's really well done. But there's not just too much you can do to make an 800-foot climb easy. Here's an example of the steps up here. GPS says 100 more feet of altitude. So we're about there. This is the iconic Blood Mountain shelter, maybe the #1 iconic shelter on the entire AT, built in the 1930s by the CCC. I can imagine the hardships those guys went through to get up here and build this. Many a hiker has spent the night in this place. If you sleep in this place, it's the hard concrete for you. Those CCC guys were some tough guys, and this was a tough job. They had to quarry every one of those rocks and build that thing on the top of a mountain, dragging the concrete and everything else up here to do it. All I'm doing is walking to it, and I'm complaining about the climb. This is a neat change. Almost looks like it is. I guess it is a shelf of rock with a white blaze. Going down Blood Mountain on these slippery rocks is really tough and slow going. You might can go fast, but I'm really scared to. This is why they tell you not to cut off switchbacks here. See the erosion. So there's the Byron Reese Trail. I just had a big old fall coming down that hill. That's about the toughest downhill, especially with it slick like it is today. I rolled over, laying on my shoulder on top of my sticks and couldn't get up. Saved my life, but I was fine. Finally had to wiggle around till I did. I'm pretty dirty. When I go to the store down here to get my box, they'll probably think I've been mud wrestling. An older gentleman that was a day hiker tried his best to convince me that I was going southbound on the Appalachian Trail, that he was going northbound. He wasn't, and everybody around me corrected him, but if I'd have listened to him, I'd have gone back up that mountain. So you really have to be careful who you listen to and can they read their technology. Finally, I'm at Neel Gap. The walk down Blood Mountain on this side is really bad, especially with slick This is the Mountain Gap store. It's the only part of the AT that goes through a building. Up there's the store. And here's the part that goes through a building.
Where I read it at the other day.
About the boot tree?
Yeah.
Not too many people are wearing boots these days.
And some of them tennis shoes.
That's probably so.
Yeah.
Well, I can't afford to throw mine up there because I've got to use them for 5 more days. Well, the trail goes through this building. And there you go.